We never got to the baseball topic, by the way. We could do that so I don't forget and then get back to more of the NBA. Because you just brought up the baseball, the true outcomes, and the boom versus bust. Here's the question, Tom. Is Aaron Judge better than Barry Bonds was?
No.
No. Hear me out. A lot of our conception of Barry Bonds is informed. Oh yeah, May says I'm ending the call now. Giants fan is. A lot of it is informed by what happened once he started taking the steroids. So, and we all know it's complicated because Bonds was the best player of his era before he took those steroids. But then those steroids launched him to this other level, and it's all part of this bouillabaisse of Bonds that we consider the greatness of Bonds. So if we look at where he was before his mid to late 30s and we compare that to Aaron Judge, I think Aaron Judge is competitive. I'm just throwing that out there.
Oh,
man.
don't do the competitive word. What is competitive? It's like
I think
he deserves to be in the MVP. Okay. He deserves to be in the MVP conversation.
Yeah, I think he's got it.
You think Aaron Judge is better than Barry Bonds?
I think so. I know Barry Bonds won Gold Gloves, but he had a weak flipper of an arm. Aaron Judge has a cannon, so I like Aaron Judge better defensively. And then look, you tell me, you're a bigger baseball nerd than me. You look at the OPS, they look like they're in line, and it seems like Judge right now is elevating beyond, presumably without the roids. Just saying. Okay,
this always bothered me about the roids thing is that everybody else was on roids. So is it really that much of an advantage? Like if everybody else is juiced up out of their minds,
didn't think of that.
Like why are we single-handedly pointing to this dude when everybody was juicing? You look at Eric Gagne, and that guy had no neck, and he was just like built like the what's the dude, the Michelin Man, and we were supposed to be okay with him going at all these hitters and not realizing when you look at the guys who were failing these drug tests, overwhelmingly they were pitchers. So when you say that Barry Bonds needs to be docked or has this sort of like asterisk next to his numbers because he was juicing or the allegations whatsoever, all that stuff, the pitchers were doing it too. And they still couldn't get that dude out. They still could not get that dude out. So I don't know. I want to look at what is his OPS plus. I don't have it in front of me, but I'm curious to see what Barry Bonds' OPS plus was at his peak versus what it was for Aaron Judge. And then we can have that conversation. Putting aside the fielding, which Barry Bonds was a far better fielder than Aaron Judge is and will ever be. All right, OPS plus.
What?
Single season.
Aaron Judge is an awesome fielder and can actually throw guys out. But continue.
Barry Bonds, number one OPS plus ever at 268, meaning he is 168% better than average in on base, getting on base, which is, I always said, is the not getting out stat. We get so caught up in on base percentage, this, like all the nerds. I'm like, there's nothing nerdy about not getting out. That is a very fundamental element of baseball is do not get out. And that is what on base percentage measures. Slugging percentage in that season of 2002, 799, on base percentage of 582. His OPS was 1381. His OPS plus, adjust for era, 268. That was number one. Number two, Barry Bonds in 2004. Number three, Barry Bonds in 2001. Then you get Babe Ruth, Ted Williams, Barry Bonds, Babe Ruth, and then Aaron Judge. So Aaron Judge is maybe cracking the top 10, and Barry Bonds is like 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, and 8.
I mean, okay, so here's my issue. The other pitchers were juicing. Okay, well, I don't think that the steroid tsunami, you could correct me on this, I don't think that it was going during Bonds' theoretical age prime. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe all these pitchers were juicing and every third pitcher he went up against. I'm saying let's not have the confounded period of the career. Let's not use that. It's very impressive that he was absolutely wrecking the Gagnes of this world when he was in his late 30s and hitting 73 home runs. But let's look at the clean portion of his career and go clean for clean. And if you're looking at clean for clean, you're the guy who understands the stats better, but it just looks like Judge is edging him in these numbers that I can't possibly understand if I sat down with them for an hour. 251 OPS plus.
Do not aggregate me, everybody, but I have a hard time saying that X player is clean because he has not tested positive yet.
Ooh, a little Judge suspicion right there.
I'm a Red Sox fan, and like David Ortiz, Manny Ramirez, there's a lot of, like, did they or did they not test positive? A lot of these questions surrounding them, what have you. I am not willing to say that anybody is clean. And we had this funny thing with Jade. Big Waz and I, we were in Cleveland for the NBA Finals. And we just trolled Jade. Big Yankees fan just trolled Jade, being like, how do we know that Jeter was clean? How do we know? When everybody else in that locker room was getting stuff from the trainer or whatever, but somehow Jeter was clean, and we just trolled him for like an entire night, and he wouldn't drop it. Jade was like, I can't believe you guys. And I think what Waz and I were getting at is I don't think you can just point to players in that era and just swear that they were clean. And that's the tough thing about doping, is that when it's so prevalent, it unfortunately indicts even the clean ones, because they can't even they can't even claim that they were clean because everybody was trying to beat the test, and the league was so far behind in testing for these things that I think it was I'm not willing to just say a guy is clean because he hasn't tested positive. That's just, I hate that I've come to that point.
Is that your roundabout way of admitting that if Judge is clean, he might be edging out Barry, and that's sacrilege, but perhaps is that your way of admitting it?
No, because you're throwing out Barry Bonds' quote unquote juiced era, when if he wasn't juicing, I still think he would be as good, if not better, than Aaron Judge. So it's like, I don't know, you're throwing away a huge chunk of Barry Bonds' career. Mays in the chat is saying Barry Bonds had a total WAR, wins above replacement, of 104 before the year 2000. That's 29th all time, ahead of Albert Pujols. Thank you, Mays. So he ranks 29th.
I said he's the greatest player of his era. I said it. It's true. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer before he put a needle in his arm or butt or however they do it, or thigh. I don't know. Yeah. No disputing that. But we're going best player in the era versus best player in the era. That's all I'm saying.
I remember Andy Pettitte, who was like, I just took steroids, PEDs, just so I could come back from injury. And I'm like, that's what everybody is doing it for, is to not hurt so much, to get stronger and be able to recover faster from injuries. And he had this like tear-filled thing. And I was like, dude, Nomar Garcia-Parra, I remember him coming back from his wrist injury and the cover of Sports Illustrated, and he is ripped beyond recognition. His forearms, I remember, were the size of like my thighs. It was huge. And it was all because he was trying to come back from his wrist injury and like get better, stronger. And I'm like, Andy Pettitte gets skates on by because I was just trying to not be injured. And it's like, everybody's doing that. We all did that. Like, all of our favorite players probably, now I'm getting in trouble.
Ooh.
But I just think when Andy Pettitte skates by and gets a free pass because it was a sympathetic figure and he's very good looking, and he's a Yankee, he's a capital T true Yankee. It just, I don't know. I don't like it.